Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Live Ones. We're back. Whole new digs, whole new setup, same quality capping. I am Big Matt, your capper extraordinaire. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the hiatus. Long story short, I've decided to separate out the Live Ones into an independent entity. You'll still get your daily sports capping here, and depending on which platform you're watching this on, you'll also get sports on the screen, any other specials that I do. YouTube has shown me they're a little touchy regarding movie clips that contain audio from the film, even when the majority of the video is my commentary track. But you can still find that content on our Roku and Fire TV channels, which are now called the Live Ones. If you had that app on your smart TV before, you still do. It just has a new logo and a new name. If you were following our Twitter account before, you still are. I've just changed the username, as you can see. A lot's going on in the past 2 weeks. We're now in the divisional round of the MLB playoffs. Just one series left to determine. Game 5 of the Dodgers and the Giants tonight. Really big game. We'll be going over that in just a second. NHL season started Tuesday night. The first game of the new expansion franchise, the Seattle Kraken, was played. What a stage show they put on in Vegas pregame for that one. We're 5 days away from the start of the NBA season. We've got NFL and college football tonight. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to it. And we are going to start with the Dodgers and the Giants. And if you're an East Coast baseball fan watching this game tonight, you can be assured of two things. This is most likely going to be a close, intense, low-scoring, nerve-wracking, exciting do-or-die Game 5. And you're going to be up until about 2 in the morning watching it. Because we've seen it all postseason so far. We expected it. The second any pitcher gets into the slightest amount of trouble, they're going to get pulled. Every single arm in the bullpen is available for every single game. The teams are looking for the absolute best pitching matchups possible. They've got all of their analytics. Like they've planned this out well ahead of time. You can pretty much be assured that you're going to see about 15 pitchers come to the mound in this game. We saw 14 in Game 4. Baseball's got to do something about this, man. I swear, this is ridiculous. The only reason we didn't see 20 pitchers in some of these games in the postseason is because of the 3-batter minimum limit of some of these pitchers. But if you're taking a player prop of any kind tonight, you're ridiculous. This is going to be overthought analytics writ large. Anybody could come out of the game at any moment. For the record, these are probably the two best starters of their respective teams. Julio Urias up for the Dodgers on 4 days rest. Had a phenomenal game, too. He has not taken a loss since June 21st. This is who you want to hand the ball to in a do-or-die spot, definitely. The Giants will be putting up their most pleasant surprise in a year full of pleasant surprises for them. Their outstanding 24-year-old right-hander Alex Webb. Webb posted a 2.71 ERA in his 16 starts after the All-Star break, and the Giants went 14-2 in his outings since the All-Star break. He was absolutely dominant in this series opener. He's also been unbeatable at home this year. I mean, literally unbeatable. San Francisco is 13-0 in Webb's home starts this season. I like the Giants tonight on the money line, but not enough to back them. This game is going to be really tight. It could turn on whichever team makes the mistakes and whichever team capitalizes on them. It could go either way, honestly, with these two pitchers on the mound. I like the first 5 total under 3.5 runs. I know that's insanely low, but we're dealing with two dominant starters, an elite bullpen on the Giants' part, and a situation where neither team is going to let any of their pitchers get in trouble. I don't think we're going to see 4 runs scored in the first half of this game. Take the first 5 under. Like I said, I know it's low, but I think it's the play for tonight. Before that, you get a chance to watch some Thursday night football and the Eagles and the Buccaneers, and this game is just chock full of weird betting angles. As of right now, 69% of the public money is on the Buccaneers laying the points but the spread has moved all the way from minus 7.5 all the way down to 6.5 today. So that means a whole lot of sharp money is coming in on the home dog here in the Eagles. Buccaneers are traveling on a short week. They're without linebacker Levante David, who was injured against the Dolphins and is expected to miss multiple games. Rob Gronkowski is out probably for his 3rd straight game. Chris Godwin is not going to be 100% if he does play. Antoine Winfield Jr. still hasn't cleared the concussion protocol officially, and they're already down Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy-Bunting in the secondary. The Bucs have a whole lot of weaknesses that can potentially be exploited tonight, and I think the Sharps realize that. They're trying to keep that total under the touchdown mark, definitely. The spread under the touchdown mark. But can the Eagles actually exploit these weaknesses? I mean, Jalen Hurts is still a huge question mark in my mind. One of his best targets in Dallas Goedert is out on COVID protocol. Lane Johnson is out for undisclosed personal reasons. On the offensive line, Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson are both probable, but they will certainly not be 100%. They're both a little banged up. And for some reason, though, this total has shot up from 50.5 to 52.5. That's an insanely high amount with how many skill players from both teams are out tonight. How many key pieces? To get there, you'd need something like a 31-24 game, and I just don't think the Eagles are going to be able to contribute their part to that. What little success the Eagles have had this year, they've been carried by their defense, specifically their pass defense, because their rushing defense is still atrocious. Third worst in the league in terms of rushing yards allowed per game. I expect the Bucs to lean heavily on Leonard Fournette with all of their weaknesses in their receiver core. I think he carves up this sorry front seven of the Birds tonight. If you're looking for a player prop tonight, Fournette over 62.5 yards might be worth a sprinkle as part of a same-game parlay. I think he sees a lot of action with how thin the Bucs are with their passing targets and how Swiss cheese the Eagles' run defense is. But this game total is just insanely high. Even with the Bucs' suspect secondary, the Eagles still need to be able to give Hurts the time to throw the ball, which they're not going to be able to do with all the holes they've got on their offensive line. And Hurts still needs to connect regularly and for yardage, and I don't think either one of those things is going to happen. So give me the under 52.5 points tonight. I just don't think the Eagles do their part towards that total. I would tell you to take the Bucs minus 6.5, but I don't like the idea of garbage time and the possibility of the Eagles scoring late and getting back into it. So that is my play for tonight, under 52.5 points. So let's go on and look at the college football game happening tonight, Navy and Memphis. This is a tale of two teams headed in opposite directions. Navy started the year with just some historically bad offensive performances against two really good defenses in Marshall and Air Force. But since conference play started, the midshipmen have won against the spread in each of their last three games. They've scored 74 combined points in them. That doesn't sound like a massive total for college football, but when you compare it to the fact that they scored 10 total points in each of their first two games, I mean, that's definitely a step in the right direction. Their standout performance was that unbelievable win that they had against UCF 2 weeks ago, where they exploited the Knights' total lack of a defense and stayed step for step with them the whole game, just grinding them down with their infamous triple option running attack. And they get a similar opponent tonight in Memphis, who has just seen any AAC title hopes just go up in smoke after they started off the season 3-0 and just lost 3 in a row. The Tigers are now just like trying to stay alive for bowl eligibility, and they've got a string of really tough conference opponents coming up. The line has opened up at Memphis -8, but has just had the barn doors blown off of it and is now -11 at a lot of books. That's way too much. Memphis has a phenomenal dynamic offense, to be sure, but one of the worst defenses in the country, giving up over 450 yards a game. I mean, the ingredients are in place for Navy to control a good portion of the clock with that deliberate pace that they run, that triple option. For Memphis to win by 2 touchdowns tonight, which is basically what has to happen when you have a -11 line, they basically have to score a touchdown in about 3 to 5 minutes almost every time they have the ball, because they might legitimately only get 6 or 7 drives tonight with how Navy plays. In its last 3 games, Memphis has given up 199 rushing yards per game on 4.2 yards per attempt. And so, yeah, it's not really a surprise how things have just turned so badly for them. Navy's going to be able to run the ball enough to keep this game within single digits, I think. And it actually might be able to run enough to, I don't know, maybe even pull off the upset tonight. If Navy was able to beat UCF, they can certainly beat Memphis the way that Memphis is playing right now. But I would take the road dog plus the points here. I'm laying off the first week of hockey as I just kind of want to see where every team is. We did just have an expansion draft after all, and we all remember the crazy year that happened the last time that we had one of those. So that is it for us today. Everyone bet safe, stay safe. Follow us on Twitter at LiveOneSports now. Follow us on Roku and Amazon TV at The Live Ones. That is the new name of our channel. Everyone have yourselves a great Thursday night. Enjoy that baseball game. Enjoy the NFL. Enjoy college football. And I will see you again tomorrow.